probably 2 years ago. And so just want to say welcome back.
I'm glad to be back. Thanks for having me back.
So for all the people who may not be familiar with you, could you tell us who you are and where you're from?
What's up, you guys? My name is Kali CutThroat. I'm a emo / rock and roll artist from Mobile, Alabama, and it's nice to meet you guys. Keep rocking with grind hard.
Also, you are the first and second cover model for Inspir3 Radio Magazine. Also, so that is dope. Also, you're the first. How that
Yeah.
feel?
Oh my God. When I say that was a true blessing, it felt great. I encourage a lot of girls to submit their photo shoots and stuff because it actually took my career further being the cover model.
Oh yeah, they always do that because they're like, okay, she the cover, so she's definitely the best. And I know you have seen the growth of Inspire Radio, like a huge growth. I'm shocked of the growth of Inspire Radio. So having you as the first cover, that I know you never expected it to go this far.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah.
Alabama, Mobile, Alabama.
All right. So for people who are not familiar of Alabama, tell them about how it was like growing up in Alabama.
Growing up in Alabama, I guess I had really humble beginnings. I grew up on my family's land. You know how they gave black people 60 acres and a mule? Our family heirloom was to keep our land. Excuse me. But we lived right across from a cow field, the orange dirt roads, making mud pies. And growing up in Alabama is sweet and humble, but we still do have our ghettos and our, trap areas. So it's the murder rate in Alabama is very high, but luckily I was born on the outskirts of the city.
So basically the country.
Yeah. The super country, right by the water.
Okay, so what are some of the stuff that you would do in the country, like fishing and stuff like that?
Yes, I love fishing, but my favorite thing to do is to get a bottle of Prosecco, which is champagne, get a bunch of crawfish and a blanket and throw it out on the beach and just chill. Day or night.
Definitely, and I can even see that with some of your photo shoots. You have a few beach photos, so okay, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I know that you are in college right now, so you're more than just a artist. You're in college. Also, you're a journalist, and I also know that you have ran track. Do you want to tell people about that?
Yes, so I currently go to Evergreen State College. I'm also on the track team. I received a track scholarship. College is pretty fun. I'm glad that I graduated and then I spent some time in the world first. You definitely want to go to college when you know what you want to get out of college. You don't want to just go to college because you think that's the next step in your education. But I do recommend college to everyone.
All right, and I know that we talked offline. You said that you are re-releasing your project PTSD. So, do
Mm-hmm.
you want to tell people about the project and how you came up with it?
PTSD. Okay, so the origin of the name, the album, everything was I would say, I've always been a writer and I've always written music, but this was the beginning of me releasing my music and getting shows, nice shows and stuff. And I got a lot of attention, but I got a lot of hate, more hate than I expected because I thought I was doing something good. And so I had this PTSD just from my city and the situations I was put in, and it all was coming out through my music. But now this new release, which will be dropping in 2 days, this new release is some of the old and some of the new. That way I can put the total progression almost up till now. I'm releasing it as an EP. And then when I drop my album, that'll be more like this is just a sample. Like, you know how you go to Applebee's and you get a platter or something, they have the appetizer platter?
Yeah.
This is the best chunks of Kali CutThroat in 4 to 5 songs. And it leaves the viewers wanting more because I'm putting an exclusive rock and roll track as a bonus track on it. And that is something that will be leading as a sneak to like the sound of my album.
Okay. So females doing rock, as you know, black people invented rock, country, other genres. How is it important to represent rock since it is a black culture thing?
That is one of my main purposes. Like when people see me, and it's always black people, they're always like, "Hey, so what's with the face paint?" Like, and I tell them, I'd be like, too many of our own people don't recognize that we were the creators of rock and roll country. Anything with strings came from us, and often rock and roll black artists are bullied or picked on and stuff. We need to realize as a whole that this is also a part of us. Not every black person has to be the drug dealer type or, you know, like we are multifaceted people. We don't have to be just the one type that they want us to be that they show on TV, you know?
That's a fact, and then black folks don't just listen to hip hop. Black folks listen to different genres, and that's what something else that people always want to like. You know, people talk about, oh well, it's the rap that's influencing them. I
Yeah.
mean, most black folks I know listen to multiple genres, and you know, a lot of black folks, especially in my generation, we grew up to like rock and because we had MTV, and you know, you could if you wanted to listen to your favorite if you wanted to listen to MTV back in the day, you heard rock with the rap music when I was growing up.
Exactly. Hmm.
So my generation, we love a lot of rock music. Then also I was into wrestling, and
Yeah.
wrestling was huge on rock. So I mean, I don't know what they talking about, but my generation, maybe older people, but my generation, we definitely listen to a lot of rock because you couldn't avoid it. Like I can't avoid Taylor Swift. I know
Right.
who Taylor Swift is, but I don't listen to Taylor Swift, as you know what I'm saying. So, but
Yeah.
what is in your playlist right now?
Right now, one of my favorite songs is No One Dies from Love by Tove Lo. I've been listening to a lot of Juice. Juice is this new rock and roll, not super heavy metal, but it's this new rock and roll group that I've became fond of. It's spelled Juttes. It's really good. It's great. Great music.
Awesome. And so, what influenced you to go into doing that? Because most people path is to do straight hip hop or R&B. Like, what influenced you to go with the rock and alternative style?
Well, my mother and my father. My mother, she was an international DJ and she had you remember those CD cases? We would be traveling because she'd have to go from like a radio station in Nashville to a radio station in LA. But she never wanted to leave her kids, so we'd be right with her. She'd pass me the big CD case and be like, "Give me my Prince." And then next she'd be like, "Give me my Evanescence or my Creed." So I had her whole discography of music in my brain, and rock and roll was my favorite. And I watched my mother be in 2 rock bands, and my father was a traveling touring drummer with Denise LaSalle and a few other bands.
That's what I'm saying. Evanescence, Creed, Limp Bizkit, all of that. Like my generation grew up with that. You could escape it. Like for real. Like everybody like if I go out and sing a certain song, like anybody in my generation know the song. And I say probably your generation because even though you're a little younger, I say it's the same with your generation.
Yeah. If you had a mom like mine, for sure. Yeah.
Nah, I feel like the younger kids may not get that, but you in that generation where you heard the rock songs, even if you didn't really listen to rock like that.
Yeah, it seemed like radio was more radio a
Yes,
few decades back.
yes. So, like, who are some artists that you would love to work with?
Oh God. I would love to work with number one, Cyndi Lauper. If I think she's still alive. Um, Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, Rihanna, rock and roll artists that I'd like to work with, Avril Lavigne, the band Fallen in Reverse, the band Jutes are awesome. And it's a band called Voila.
Okay, and I also want to know, do you play instruments?
Yes, I actually have a bass guitar and an acoustic guitar like right beside me.
Awesome. So, do you prefer performing on stage or do you like studio work? Which is your favorite?
My favorite, I'm an all-around performer.
Okay, okay. So, how do you pick your wardrobe for when you're on tour and when you're doing your performances? Like, what steps help you pick your outfits?
So my process is kind of run around with like a chicken with your head cut off. Then the closer the time to the show, I observe what I have and I try on things. Nothing looks right every time. And then right as it's time for me to walk out the door, I either rip things up, sew them on, glue them on, bobby pin stuff together. And I always create my outfit like from scratch. Just whatever's around that I feel would help me be a superhero on stage.
All right, and there's a lot of female rappers out. You know, there's Cardi B, there's Nicki Minaj. They have that little fight right now. Who is your favorite female rapper right now, besides you?
My favorite female artist right now, I think she's a bit underground. Not many people heard of her, but my favorite right now would have to be Shay Music out of Mobile, Alabama.
Okay, okay. And you got bars. Not too many female rappers got bars. How long have you been writing and doing music?
Since the age of, I would say 5, but really more perfected at 8.
Okay, okay. I know everybody want to know. Can you sing also?
Yes, I can. If you
Also,
tune into the new version of PTSD, there is a rock and roll singing song that will be the bonus track.
definitely, I know all my listeners, they love you because normally I'm mixing you in the Grind Hard Mix Show, so I play you a lot if you didn't
Uh,
know.
yeah, I catch it when I can. College life and being on tour and stuff is it's crazy. It's a wonderful experience, but yeah, it's like the more I elevate with my craft, the more busy I seem. Like the more like the family life will always be the same amount of time, right? But when the other side grows and you have all these photo shoots and people want you to be on tour and everybody wants to answer right now, right now, right now, it's hard to answer 32 people at one time.
Definitely. And speaking of like photo shoots, I also know that you are a model because you did make it on 2 covers, and not everybody can get on one of my covers because I've been doing magazines for years. So for you to
Yeah.
make the cover, you had to really impress me. So how long have you been modeling? Because you have to be good to get on the cover.
I started modeling at 17. So I'm 29 now, so about 6 years,
Okay.
6 or more years for sure.
Okay. And so do you remember your first photo shoot?
Yes, I do. It was for Hammerhead Designs. That was like a magazine slash swimwear website, and it was on the beach in Alabama. I had this silver hair, and I think I had this Batgirl swimsuit. It was so much fun.
Awesome. And the legendary Asada Shakur recently died. Have you ever read her book? Haven't got a chance to finish it, but I have read some of her book.
No, sadly, I've heard of her like maybe once growing up, but growing up in the South, they don't want us to know too much about our Black leaders and or that they're even from where we're from. Like, the college brought Angela Davis out here, and I never knew she was from Alabama, like my part of
Yeah.
Alabama. And she said it, and I just said, "Roll Tide," and she was like, "Oh, it's some of us in here," and it was nice. We had our little connection of, yeah.
Yeah, most of the Black Panther, they came from the South because, the Great Migration to California and New York. So, like, Asada was from North Carolina, where I'm at. But, yeah, because I remember in school, they told me that Malcolm X was bad.
Yeah.
But you got to go look up the stuff on your own. And a good site that you should check out is called Black Pass, where you can like pick up some stuff and you can find some books that you
So I can write it in my journal.
blackpass.com. Pass.
Oh, past. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good site so you can learn like the different black history because yeah, it was sheltered from us too because we heard that Black Panther was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started learning it later. I was like, oh, okay. Literally, the teacher told me the Black Panther Party was bad.
Yeah. My father was a Black Panther, and I told somebody that here, not at the college, but just in Washington, and their husband was in the army, and they were like, "She's gonna send Black people to our door to shoot us," and he screamed and called me a communist, and I was like, I don't know. I didn't know how to respond to that.
Wow, that
I
is
had heard
crazy.
somebody like me tell somebody like, my dad was a Black Panther, standing up for all races and all forms of justice, social justice, and that was the first time somebody reacted negatively. But I felt like that was something from the military they instilled in his brain or something.
Yeah, they got to miss people misinformed because they also there was this Haitian girl that got on social media talking about Black Panther didn't do nothing for nobody and they was racist and she don't realize that they work with the Mexicans, they work with the Asian groups
Mm-hmm.
because the Bay is the culture in the Bay is a little different from what I heard from people from the Bay. Like the Mexicans and the Asians and all of them are usually cool in the Bay, and that's why they were so powerful because they had those affiliates with other people.
Everybody,
Besides,
yeah,
yeah, and a lot of people don't know they started providing medicine and they was
yeah.
protecting the community basically, but
Mm-hmm.
J. Edgar Hoover didn't like that, so he said the COINTELPRO on them, and that's the history that most people don't know.
Yeah, and if you Google Black Panther Party right now, because the dude Googled it and sent a screenshot to his wife, he Googled it and it said the Black Panther was an American terrorist party. And I was like, wow, so they own the internet, and that's how the Black Panther Party has to be remembered for some people.
Well, the Nation of Islam is considered a terrorist group also, so that just lets you know how things is. And the only thing the Nation of Islam is telling black people to be self-sufficient and don't rely on white folks. So
Right, and what's so wrong with that? So we can rebuild everything that was bombed and stuff before. Just like how they bombed our Black communities when we was building our own Black wealth. My grandmother's house, my great grandmother's house, the house that I grew up at and stuff, in 1950s when she was integrating into, it was Grand Bay High School at that time. That's where like first grade through 12 went to the same school. And it was her and her sister were the only black students, and they were spitting at them, throwing paper, all kind of stuff. Even even followed them home and burnt down the house. That's why the land became our heirloom, because once they found out like black people had all this land and they had a 2-story house, they burnt it down.
Yes, and also in Alabama, I know in North Carolina too, there's a lot of sundown towns. Have you ever encountered driving through a sundown town?
So I live on the borderline of Mississippi. I guess kind of, but I might have been followed, but they turned off. When I was in a sundown town, I was in a vehicle owned by an elderly old white lady. So I think I was more shielded and nobody could see who I was. So if they ran the tag, because nowadays in the sundown towns, it's not the regular cars you have to look for, it's the police. They just all join the force, especially Mississippi. So if you make it through there and you don't see any cop lights, then you good. But they ran the tag and it came up as a elderly old white woman. So
Yeah, it's just sad. I'm seeing all the different black people going missing in these different sundown towns, and it has actually sparked people who never had heard of sundown towns. But there is a resource that every black people should use. It's called greenbook.org. Greenbook.org is made from the original Green Book that
hmm
black people use to find safe travel, because no matter when, it's never safe for black people to travel.
yeah, for sure. I feel it.
So, what else projects are you working on? Do you have any music videos or anything else coming out?
Yeah, I'm actually dropping 2 to 3 music videos once the EP is actually out again. Like I'm gonna let the EP ride for a minute, then I'm gonna drop the visuals to a few of the songs. And once all that's out, then I'll start working on my full rock album.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear your music. As you know, we will definitely play it here on this radio show.
I appreciate it.
So, I don't want to hold you up because I know you're a busy college student. But I want to know, do you got any closing words or anything that you want to mention to the good people?
Yeah, I just want to say be you, shine bright, never dim your light for anybody else, no matter who you're around. Push through the anxiety and be yourself. If you like to make music, make your music. If you like to paint, paint. Whatever you like to do you, but always evolve with it. You can find me on Instagram at Kali_CutThroat baby, and that's with all K's.
All right, and will you have like physical products and merch also? Because you're doing a different type of music, I feel like you should definitely have like a physical CDs or stuff like that available for people.
Shoot, that's a good idea. Thanks. I have merch. I have t-shirts, I have hoodies, but I don't have any physical CDs. I know someone who converts their music to cassette tapes, but that's a good idea. How about with every purchase of a hoodie, it comes with a CD. I'll just do
Think
like just
think that's a good idea. One thing I will say about Cardi B is, well, she always had like CDs and vinyls. She
mhm,
just didn't push them like she's doing now. So I
mhm.
feel like that's a good deal. We gotta get people back into buy physical products because streaming is a joke.
Yeah, it's too much because I've looked on TikTok and I think it's for every 1,000 viewers you get a penny or something like
Less than a penny.
yeah, like
You
zero.
ain't get no penny.
Yeah, physical is where it's at. I am definitely still a in-person, hands-on type person.
So yeah, that's definitely dope. So I will let people know if they buy the hoodie. So how much your hoodies run?
Hoodies are 25. T-shirts are $15 with shipping. So
Yeah, you might need to make that hoodie like 35.
$35, but if you pre-order it, then you can get it for $25.
Okay. Sounds good. But yeah, this has been the Grindheart Music Show. This is my that was my fourth interview with the one and only Kali CutThroat. That just lets you know that I love her. Kali CutThroat. Any shout outs?
Shout out DJ Ronaldo Creative for having me and always being a great person and actually caring about music, the culture, and like putting new artists on. Shout out my mother and father for having me. Shout out, thank you God for every opportunity. And shout out all my homies back home and in the future.
All right, definitely. It has been a pleasure having you back on the show because you was on the show, like I said, 2 years ago. It wasn't even called the Grindheart Mix Show. It was called, I think it was called the Party Cadet. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And I think
I was proud.
yeah, remember I was just starting releasing shows weekly on Mixcloud. I think you was like episode 30 or something like that.
34?
Yeah, 34. So since then, I think I have did at least probably 600 shows.
Oh wow, way to go.
And do you know I got 2 syndicated shows, the Grindheart Mix Show. So I got 3 shows. I got this show, which called Monday and Tuesday. We're syndicated on radio stations with a clean show that's an hour, and then we got the Caribbean show because, as you know, I play a lot of Caribbean music.
Yeah, I've got.
That's syndicated too. So, and now we're on the Fleet DJs Radio. We're on 2 Fleet stations.
That's what's up.
So, have you ever been on one of the Fleet DJ calls? Because that's a good way to promote your stuff, also.
I've been in some Fleet DJ like what is it called? Where they do DJ music, like everybody sends each other music in there.
Music review?
It's like through the email. It's like 50.
Email blast.
Yeah, I've been in a few email blasts.
Oh, that's dope. So yeah, that's cool. So you was basically in the record pool.
Yeah.
Another one you might want to check out is Vertigo, and then there's the Nerve DJs. That's a good way to get your music out.
Vertigo?
Yep, VIRDIKO.
Okay.
And then the Nerve DJs.
The Nerve DJs.
Yes. Alright, it was nice talking to you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks, DJ Ronaldo. You have a blessed day.
Alright, same to you. Bye.
You. I support you as well. Thank you.
Alright, thank you.